Perfect. And then I want to pin our speaker up. Doesn't she look gorgeous? You're so cute.
Thank you.
Oh, all right. You guys,
Okay.
welcome to our Tuesday night group team. Together we sent Family of Teams conference call, Zoom. That was a mouthful. We have a super special guest tonight. I'm so excited. Like I was saying before we started the recording, you guys, my team, my group, you have been anticipating this topic for a little bit now, and so graciously, so Tammy, she shared with us SSDs that she likes to make recruiting fun, and I snatched her up because we can all use her energy, her enthusiasm, and whatever tips that she wants to give us. I'm not going to spend any more time talking. Other than Cassie, do we have any? I always divert to Cassie. Do we have any announcements or anything that we want to call anybody's attention to? Other than we have 7 days left of the month.
Yeah, that too. Scentsy did put an article out that the SFR stuff, like the, the videos and such. Hang on.
Oh, the content.
Yes, the on-demand training is now available
Awesome.
in the training
Good.
training section. So for anybody that didn't get a chance to watch the videos that registered for reunion, or if you didn't register for reunion, now you can see all the good stuff.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, Tammy, I'm turning it completely over to you.
No pressure.
Yeah.
All right. So my name is Tammy Thompson, and I'm a superstar director up in Canada, in Calgary. I've been with Scentsy for 8 years. What else? I don't know if you all remember Grace Adele back in the day. That was all I did. I was Grace Adele only until I was the first founder circle member. So I was like super Grace Adele, like hyper Grace Adele. And then they ended that brand, of course. And then I kind of hit like a little slump and I had to kind of start from scratch. That's a little bit about my story. I didn't have one customer, one team member come over. Nobody wanted Scentsy. Everybody just wanted that. So it was like starting from scratch. All of my Grace Adele customers already had Scentsy reps. So I just kind of had to like find my groove again and try to fall in love with Scentsy, which is kind of like what's helped me with recruiting, is just really falling in love with this. And that's one thing that I think most people miss is the how to convey how much you love Scentsy. And if you're not doing that, that's actually the only thing that's probably hurting you with recruiting. So I'm going to teach you all that, like how to just like shine in a way of like not holding it in for you, not having it all in here, like something, and you're like, why won't people join? Don't they know? It's because they don't know. So I'll teach you with like how to post and all that kind of thing. So yeah, where am I at here now? So yeah, I've earned annual mentor 6 years in a row. Recruiting is super easy. It's something that just totally happens naturally. I don't try for it anymore, but it's only because I do it this way. Okay. I truly believe that if I was promoting a business and like being like, you got to get to work and these are the things you have to do, or do you want like some side money? I don't talk about that ever. It's all about how cool Scentsy is and how much I love it and how I think people would love it. And that's the way that you've got to kind of convey this whole Scentsy thing. Now, I feel like I'm so redundant. Or sorry, I can't hear. Sorry.
Hold on one second. Let me mute. Hold on. Janie, why are you mute? Don't unmute. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Sorry. I didn't know if that was a question. I couldn't hear. Okay. Anyway. Where was I? What was I saying now? My brain is like all over the place.
You don't talk about it a business. It's not a business. It's not a side, not side money. No. It's how much you love the product.
It's how much you love it. So I feel like the reason that people don't recruit is because, well, there's lots of reasons. One could be you truly do not believe that you're good at it. You don't, maybe it hasn't come naturally. Maybe you've never done it before. Maybe you've tried a few times and you got a no, which is so normal. You've got to expect you're going to get no. It's not everybody's going to say yes. But I think that so this is kind of silly because like a lot of this has to do with like what you believe. That's where it all starts. So if you believe you suck at recruiting, you're not going to recruit. The other thing is, if you have a mindset that, how do I explain this? And oh yeah, this is what I was going to say back when I was going to say what I was going to say. I feel like I'm redundant if you watch the breakout, because I'm literally repeating what I did in the breakout. So that's on the workstation now. And then I did the all consultant training call 2 weeks ago on the same thing. So I feel like I'm saying this, and I am not going to give you anything new if you watch that, because that's just, this is the thing I do, but I'll just share it with you again. And if you watched it, then maybe it'll just stick. I don't know. But, what was I saying? So I do this all the time. I cut myself off and then I forget what I was going to say. And yeah, you got to deal with my hot mess brain tonight. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, why you're not recruiting. Okay. So first of all, obviously, if you don't think you can, you're not gonna, because no one is going to set themselves up to do something that they're going to fail at. Our brains are like, nope, not doing that, because you think you're going to fail. So you're not even going to try. But the other thing is this, I think that the approach typically is that you need it for you. Okay. Y'all want to earn the incentive. We all do, right? So like, you need a recruit, you need sponsoring points, you need it for you. But if you don't believe that people deep down are going to want this, like deep down in you, when you don't say it out loud, you're like, well, they're going to say no. So if you think that, you're not going to be doing the things that are like, you know what I mean? You're not going to believe, like literally believe people are going to say yes. But you need to find out why you're doing this. Like, why are you even recruiting? If it is truly only for you, I think that in all of us, we've got like goodness and we've got a conscience, and we don't want to come across as greedy. We don't want to seem like we want something from people. Like, what if they say no? What if they think I'm being pushy? You're not going to do it if you're doing it for you. So like, it sounds silly, but what you've got to start with is, why do people need this? So it's kind of like finding your why, but it's not your why in the business. It's, why do people need Scentsy? So often I get people to start with, as silly as it sounds, just make a private little list. Get your pen and paper out, your notepad, whatever, and make a list and write down the things that you love about Scentsy, that you don't even think are important. Like, why would I talk about that? But those are the actual things you're going to talk about. That is how you're going to recruit. You're going to recruit by doing indirect recruiting. Indirect recruiting is recruiting without asking anybody to necessarily join. I mean, you do eventually, but it's not all about putting out a post of like the kit that's available or the shooting star kit that's available. Did you know you can earn all of this? Like, you've missed so many steps that it's like, what, huh? What are you even talking about? Like, why would I care? Maybe some people, if they've been thinking, if the wheels are turning, if they've been considering joining, well, yeah, when you post that kit, it's going to be like, oh, I should do it this month, because they've been thinking about it. But what do you do with the people that don't even know they're allowed? They see themselves as your customer. They don't know. And they also have no idea how cool Scentsy is. You know that. And you think like people should know that. Like, don't they know? But they don't, because you're probably not portraying that in the way that you present yourself in your posts. So a lot of this is indirect recruiting, which is posting in a way that is shining the light on what Scentsy really is, and giving people a little sneak peek into what they can expect and why you love it. So come up with, why do you love it? Like, what do you love about it? Is it that you love the sense of community? If it's the community, and if it's getting together with your Scentsy sisters and your team, you need to be posting every single time. Don't think it gets old, because it doesn't. Every single time you get together with your team, take all the selfies, shine, smile, like, post that. If you even listened to a really cool training, talk about how inspired you were. When you get an order and you're smelling all the bars and it's so fun to sort your orders, post about that. But every single time, not sometimes. When you get recognition from Scentsy, don't think, okay, they've seen my terms, they've seen my certificates. Post them every single time. Do you get happy mail from your upline? Every single piece, you've got to post it, because what you're doing is you're reaching out to people that are hungry for something more than earning money. I truly think, especially right now in the world, everyone's tired. I know I am. I know if you asked me if I wanted to start a business and I'm like tired, I'm exhausted, I feel stretched, I have 5 kids, like I want to rip my hair out all the time, I would say no. But if you, if I was watching you and you were having the time of your life and you loved this company and this company seemed so different than every other company and the product is like the coolest, you're going live, you're having little, smelling video sessions and this is what this smells like or whatever. If you're taking selfies with new warmers, if you're just having so much fun, I'm going to be watching you and thinking that looks like fun. So that's what you do. It seems silly that that's how you recruit, but that's how you recruit. You need to be posting constantly. Okay. You cannot let people forget that you are their Scentsy person and that they want to join with you and they want to be a part of this. And it might take a while, but it's consistently shining the things that you love. So when you've made that list, well, these are the things I love about Scentsy. Think of ways that you can post those things. How are you going to get that across to people? It's not all about this is what's available, this is the kit, or have you ever considered joining and making money? It's not about making money because people are exhausted and they don't care. They don't care, literally. But what are they missing? They're missing recognition. They're missing a sense of community, a sense of belonging. They might have, a circle of friends that's super toxic and they've never really fit in. But when they look at you, they know they're going to belong. They know that when they see you with your team, you're having so much fun. And there's all these diverse and like different people that come together and they just all belong. That's the coolest thing. But how will they know that if you're not talking about it? So that's honestly the biggest part of this is just how are you shining and what are you posting? And you need to do it consistently because they're always watching. They're going to forget if you let them forget. So now you can also do this as far as how do you even sell on your VIP group, whatever group your little Scentsy group that you might have set up on Facebook. How are you selling? Are you using flyers? Are you saying this is what's for available and this is how much it costs? People don't care, like legit. Everything in the world's for sale. It's a lot, right? So why should they get excited about what you have? It's got to be talking about your personal experiences. You're always shining the light on your joy for Scentsy, and that Scentsy is where it's at. It's the coolest product. It's the coolest company. It's the coolest sense of community. It's just the coolest all around, but you've got to reach all those things, right? Posting your recognition that you get, that's going to reach somebody that has never been told they're good at anything. They're not being recognized. A mom, like, come on, we're a stay-at-home mom. Is our kids thanking us for dinner? No, they're complaining that they don't want to eat it, right? Where are you getting recognized? A lot of people are hungry and empty in that area. They don't get that. They might not have a lot of friends. So if you're not posting about how much fun you're having with the community, like they're not going to know. And as far as a product, a lot of companies are hard to sell, right? I'm not going to like name names of different companies, but just think of the different kinds of companies there are. Usually they're targeted to a little tiny group of people. They're not really targeted to everybody. We are reaching everyone that owns a nose. Like we all own noses, right? So that means the entire world is like a potential customer. So it's easy. And so when you're posting how much fun you're having with the product, it seems easy to sell and people are watching you. So I think that if you're not shining enough in a way, you're not celebrating enough, that's probably why it's coming hard, because you're expecting people to understand what you feel, but they don't have a clue. And you might have made the odd post about it, but because you're not Scentsy, you've got to actually become Scentsy. You've got to be an echo of exactly every single thing that this company is in your posts. And you've got to get over well, I don't want to look showy and I don't want to brag. That's not what it It's just about celebrating. It's okay to be a happy person. It's okay to love life. It's okay to celebrate, because there are people that want that so bad. And those are your people. You don't want the people that are like judgy and negative Nellies. You don't want them on your team anyway. So if they think you're too much in your posts, good. You don't want them. You want to create an incredible family of people that love life and love Scentsy and want to shine. So you're going to find your tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. You hear that, right? It's real. Like, you're going to find the right people. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, so when you're posting, even like the product, how much fun are you having? So that's why I'm saying, don't use flyers. Don't just use like boring, this is for sale, you know? Even if you have like a new warmer, don't just say, I got this new warmer, this is for sale. I want to see it in your house. I want to see it, like, where did you set it up? Why do you love it? Talk about why you love everything. If you're changing your wax, this sounds silly. Like, why would I tell you what I'm changing? But I'm reminding you to change your wax. I'm reminding you, I love Scentsy. I love our scents. I love, like, so I'm warming this, and I'm going to have like the bar by my warmer in my living room. So you know it's me, and I'm going to tell you what I love about it. Not that it's for sale. The why do I love it? Take selfies, go live, do all those things. Just be Scentsy. Be the person that is having the most fun, that loves Scentsy the most. So when people do think about joining, it's a no-brainer that they join with you. It's a no-brainer. And so you're not always talking about joining. You're just shining. This is what you're doing 99% of the time, is you're having a freaking blast for you. Like, it's not necessarily like, can you see me? It's like, no, I'm just having my own little party over here. I love Scentsy. I just freaking love it. And that is going to be attractive. People are going to want what you have, especially if they don't think you're trying to push it down their throat and you're trying to sell something. Even the concept of the business. Don't do that, because then people are going to run. You're going to scare them. So now, how do you get people to join? Well, you got it. This is something you got to feel up. So I have like a few different categories of people that kind of like will be like, okay, wake up, Tam. You got to ask them. Maybe somebody literally every single month is ordering and she can't get enough. You might want to say to her, girl, have you ever thought of joining us? I think you'd freaking love it. One thing to say whenever you ask anybody to join is like right away, let them know. And like to stay active or whatever, like you don't have to freak out that you got to be all hardcore with this. Legit, you only need to put in a $200 order within 1 month out of every year. Now, you can think you don't want to say that because you want people working and you want people doing stuff. They're going to, okay? You don't have to try to push a business down their throat. What you've got to do is just get them in with the idea, you belong here. You're like one of us. Because what happens? We all know what happens when we join. We have a workstation and we're like, add to cart, and I want that, and I want that. They're going to do that. They're going to tell their friends. They're going to love it. They're going to want to do it because you've made it fun and you've made it duplicatable. You've made it something that they're like, you know what? I can actually do this too. So often, well, all the time, I will only ask people to join based on like, you know, that you are legit one of us. We're all just Scentsy addicts, right? You need to join, and don't even worry. Like, you don't have to like freak out and like do like some crazy big business like I do. Like, you put in one order a year. They don't do that though. They will always become addicted. They will always want to tell their friends. So the more that you can make it fun and chill and like totally laid back and like, it's no biggie, people are not afraid of that. So they're going to come in. The more that you make it sound like it's a business and all you've got to do, but it kind of sounds like work. Why would they do that? They're going to be like, yeah, no, not for me right now. It's not a good time right now. That's what you're going to hear because it sounds like work. It's got to sound like fun. It's got to sound like it's like the funnest thing to be a part of. And the way that you're posting, you've got to know that whoever you recruit is going to do exactly what you do. So I don't even have to really train this in the beginning. My girls that join, I'm like, what? They literally just copy me. they've seen it. They've been in my VIP group for maybe a year, and they just start copying the way that I do things. We're just having fun. And the more you have fun, the higher your sales are going to be. The easier it's going to be to recruit. So now I've got people coming in that like literally didn't want this as a business, but they're accidentally killing it. And they're recruiting because they want their friends to be a part of it. And it's not something we're having to like think too hard about and be too stuffy about. It's just fun. So when you create that culture that like you are the person having the most fun, you are in the company that is basically the coolest, you have the product that is the easiest to sell, and like everybody wants it, it's so fun. You are not freaking cringy when you are recruiting, and when you're talking about Scentsy, you're not cringy. They are like, she's actually pretty cool. So now she's gonna copy you, and she's gonna naturally fall into this. If you can take like the pressure off of the have tos and take the pressure off of like, really honestly, that you want this for you, you've got to want to better people's lives. I'm at a place that I just know it's going to happen, but I'm not like, oh my God, you know what I need? I couldn't care less. Like if you say no to me, it's like, okay, I don't even care, because there are so many people that I know are going to say yes. And I truly believe that those are my people. And so I don't freak out about needing anything from me. I couldn't care less what comes to me because I know it's just going to, but that's not even why I'm doing it. I do Scentsy because I truly believe, more than the product and more than like as a business, I truly believe that people suck out there and people have a lot of toxic friends and they need to belong. That's like my freaking top thing. I don't give a crap what anybody does with their business. I want them to know they're loved and they belong. And when you come to like a team meeting, I was just telling my husband the other day, it's funny because you see people that maybe in the past were a little bit toxic and you know, would complain about everything in life, but now they're in Scentsy. And I just had a meeting or a workshop on the weekend. And I was telling my husband, I didn't have to say, we don't bitch, we don't complain, we're just happy. I didn't have to say it, but you could see people that in the past were maybe a little bit toxic in their life and they were freaking celebrating. They were telling us everything that was going good in personal life. Scentsy, everybody was positive and celebrating because that's the culture that we've created. We love Scentsy. We think it's the best, but for me, it's the community. So you got to decide, why do people need this? For me, I want to like basically save all the people that have sucky friends. Like you come sit with us. And I don't just say that, I freaking mean it. And there's people that normally I wouldn't have had as a friend other than Scentsy. How would I have met these people? But they're cool. Even if they've come from like maybe a darker past or maybe a little bit of toxicity or whatever, everybody's on a journey. We're not all like just all that, right? Like we've all done this. And so when you bring people in, at least that's my why, is I want people to know they belong. So one thing that I even do in the very beginning when people join, it probably gets old, but I don't care. When I'm like, hey, welcome, and everyone's shouting everybody out, I always hashtag you belong here to like 100% of the people, because I want them to know from day one, I truly believe you belong here. I want them to know that they're welcome and they fit and this is your family, right? Just like Orville has said often, he wants Scentsy to be the family that you come home to that you didn't even know you had. So you've got to kind of find out, you got to go within you, right? Like, why do you love it? And there could be so many different reasons, but why you love it is why people need it. And that's what you need to kind of have your focus as. Now you've got to be shining all the time. But when you have that in your head, like when I walk through life thinking people need Scentsy, oh my God, they literally don't know. It's my job to get as many people in the family as possible so they know they belong. The thing is, when people know they belong and they know that they're accepted no matter what, and they're loved, and this is because really that's what Scentsy is. Let's face it. It's like the most incredible community that just happens to have the most kick-ass product, that happens to have a company that you can totally succeed in. But at the end of the day, it's It's Heidi and Orville. It's the Scentsy spirit. That's what Scentsy really is. And so that's what you got to talk about. And so when you get caught up on the have tos and you get caught up on like the I need this for me, you're not going to do it. There's going to be something that stops you. Or I suck at recruiting. You probably don't really understand what recruiting is. It's not just asking somebody to join and they say no and you're like, I suck. And that was me in the beginning. I forgot that part of my story. I had a rule with myself. I'm going to join, I'm going to sell, but I refuse to recruit because I thought this industry was like cringy. And I thought that recruiting was selfish. And I thought that it would be like, oh, I need something from you. And so I made a rule because I don't want to lose friends. Like, I'm not going to do that. But people started naturally just asking me to join. That's how my recruiting started. And then when they asked me to join and they started, they were having a blast and they were killing it. I was like, oh, okay, that's not nice that I'm not wanting people to, you know what I mean? So like, then it changed. It was like, wait a minute, everybody needs this. Everybody needs this. And that's when it was like unstoppable. Now, when I ask somebody, because I've been doing all the right things with my posts and I've been shining the Scentsy spirit, now when I ask them, more than not, I get a yes. But I wait until like certain, so this is something you've got to figure out, okay? I'm not going to randomly ever just message somebody and be like, hey, have you ever thought of joining Scentsy? First of all, I don't know what's going on in their life right now there that night. Did they just have a husband or a fight with their husband? And are they like really pissed off and in a bad mood? They're going to say no. So you also have to wait for the excitement and the joy. And that's when I will ask people to join is, maybe they've just brought me like a huge order and they've been ordering every month. I'm like, okay, listen up. Have you ever thought? And that's when I'll ask. Or maybe I dropped off a sample and a new catalog and they say to me, oh my God, that catalog, there's like 5 warmers I want already. They're like having a little Scentsy high right here. They're freaking out. So I'm going to say, okay, wait, have you ever thought of joining? Because you legit sound like us. Okay. And then I'm really chill when I ask people to join, or maybe they had a sample. I call it a scent high. So they have a sample and they're like high right now. They're like, oh my God, they're freaking out. In that moment, I'm going to ask them to join, because when you can get people, when you ask them to join, when they're on a little high and they're happy, it's like their guard is down and they're just open. And they're most likely going to say yes more than no. Whereas if you catch them kind of like off guard and you're like, oh, by the way, and it's like, oh, what? I didn't know that's what we were doing. So you got to kind of become friends with people. Friend your customers on Facebook if you're comfortable doing that. Let them see you. Let them see you loving your journey. And if you're not comfortable with that, just make sure you're shining hard in your VIP groups. But what I tend to do with my social media is my VIP group. I will post minimum once a day up until like 3 or 5 times a day. Some people think that can be spammy, but the way I see it is that's my group. So that's almost like my Scentsy world. It's like it's the proper time and place to talk about Scentsy rather than spamming the crap out of my personal page. I see it as like almost like you're a store and you need to be open for business. Like no one would be like, is that store still opened? Like throw it a day, right? You're going to talk about stuff that you love. That's where you're going to be posting stuff more in your private group. Your personal, once in a while, I'd say once to twice a month. I think I did yesterday. I put some bars. I want to remind people I sell Scentsy, so I will post something, but I will not tell you every freaking thing that's for sale on my personal page. My personal page is just going to be me loving what I do. Another thing to do is to shine the light on each other. Okay. So often if I have somebody that does a training for us, I am going to tag them in a post. If I have people on my team that are just killing it or they've promoted, I am going to tag them in a post. I am going to be shining the light also on other consultants. So it doesn't just look like I'm the only one that's successful. Oh, well, yeah, she got lucky. I want everybody to know, no. In Scentsy, everybody kills it. So the more that you can shine the light on your sisters, it also lets people know that there's a sense of community that's like far greater than just what you're creating. It's all of Scentsy, right? It could even, honestly, it could even be like an end of the month live. It could be just talking about how fun it was, especially when it was Heidi and Orville. I'm not like, Dan is amazing. I freaking love his end of the month lives, but you know what I mean? Like Heidi would make you cry. Like, so you would talk about that. You talk about everything, every single thing that you experience in Scentsy, you post about all of it, because you're just, and the thing is, it doesn't get old, and it's not like a kind of like a, oh, she keeps talking about herself. You're not. You're talking about something that you're a part of, that you love, and the right people are going to pay attention. There's going to be people that are like, because they're jealous of you or whatever, but that's like this many people out of like this world of people that need Scentsy. I had all these things written down. I don't even know what I was going to say. That's that. So let me know, is there anything else that you are curious about or that I've missed? But that's honestly, it could sound silly, but that's all I do. That's all I do. It's like 99% of it is just the way you post, and then asking people when they're excited, and you'll get yeses. Or you'll get not right nows, but they will join in 6 months.
Do you guys see though that like you would want to join Tammy's team? Like that is how we have to present ourselves. That's how we have to carry ourselves. And that's how we have to be. Like, it's the enthusiasm. It doesn't, if you didn't even know what she sold,
yeah,
wouldn't you be like, I just want to do what she's doing because she's so happy. Like, and she whatever she's doing, she loves. And so yes, Cassie, the enthusiasm and the approach is, I mean, I don't want to dumb this down too much for you, but you guys, that's the magic.
Yep.
That's the formula. Like that's what we need to be doing. We have got to,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was going to say, I think we overthink it. I think we think we've got to arrive and we've got to like become something we're not. But the thing is, whoever you are right now, you're enough. Like you're Scentsy. Scentsy doesn't expect you to become someone you're not, right? So be a hot mess. If you're like, I'm a hot mess all the time, I don't have anything together, but that's okay, right? I belong.
Yeah.
Scentsy loves me.
It's just, you hit the nail on the head. I know we all overthink it. I've even heard my leaders say, I don't know what to give my new consultant to teach her what she needs to know and what she needs to do. I mean, we've had this conversation. So you saying like, get them in, we'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. And the key is they're joining not just because of a consultant guide and a product and a shooting star kit. I mean, there's, and because we are women, we care about money, but we care about all the other stuff more.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
we
yeah.
really do.
Yep.
We care about feeling appreciated. We feel about, we feel, recognition is important. And I mean, you nailed it when you said your kids don't thank you for dinner. They're like, exactly. That was my night tonight. I threw 2 separate plates in the trash. Like, you are not going to walk away from a dinner with your little kids feeling like the most appreciated person in the world.
No, you're going to be drained at the end of the day being like, when are they going to bed? Right? Like, and every woman, every mom needs something for her. You can only, and that was honestly why I even joined so I have 5 kids. Number 5 was just born. And within a year, I was like, no, like I need to just do something for fun. And I didn't think it was going to be a business. I just wanted to sell to my friends. I just wanted to have fun. But that was why. It was just that I wanted to have fun, because I was like, I felt kind of guilty that they weren't enough. And they are, right? They're your whole world, but you can't lose who you are. You've got to have something that fills you as a woman at the same time, right? And if it's just literally having some friends, like maybe all you do is go to play dates and they're always there still, which is great. But like, are you getting together with girlfriends and having a glass of wine, like at least once a month? You need that. You need that for like mental health.
Yeah. And a
Yeah.
lot of times we also think that all of our recruits have to be strangers and we don't know how to meet the strangers. When realistically, sometimes we actually do forget to ask the people in our circles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we assume they know what we do. We assume they know we love what we do. And they assume that that's not something they could be a part of. And surprisingly, that a lot of people don't even know that they can become involved with Scentsy. Or sometimes, have you seen when you offer the opportunity to somebody, however it is that you present it, that's what gets their mind thinking? Prior to that, they never thought about it.
Yeah.
But the moment that you've said, you belong with us, you speak like we do, you already know. I mean, that is how I got one of my most recent team members, is because she was telling me about the catalog. I didn't have to say anything. And I was like, you're doing my job.
Yeah.
You are already speaking the lingo. And so you are reinforcing for us that we don't have to overthink. We can dumb it down.
Yeah.
And leading by example is the best way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the best. Okay, does anybody and some of the things that have come in, I think everybody was so tuned in. You're captivating. So the chat wasn't very active because don't you feel like you didn't want to look away because you'll miss something, right? So all right, so love your enthusiasm. I'm gonna have to rewatch this like 7 times. Same, I'm taking notes as we speak. I really needed this. This makes sense. Love your enthusiasm and approach. Share and show your love. We want people to think, I want what she's having.
Yeah.
The friends, family support system is amazing. We want to feel valued and validated. Can I have your joy? Somebody. So, did anybody have anything that they wanted to say or ask? Let me unpin Tammy. We've got like 5 minutes, and then but you have access to her for 5 minutes. Anything you want to say or add? At least are you leaving with a, sometimes, and I've heard this before, sometimes you'll say to me, I hate that our calls are at night before I go to bed because I leave the call amped up and I want to go do something. Like I want to go make something happen with my business. I want to go tell somebody about this amazing call that I was just on. So I apologize. You have to take your excitement to bed and carry it over tomorrow. But the recording will be available on our YouTube channel, so you will be able to watch it. And Tammy, I mean, you said what we needed to hear.
Awesome. I'm glad it was helpful.
Oh, we appreciate you so much. You guys, you have 4 minutes left with her, and then you're going to follow her on social. Anything.
Tammy, I got a little bird in my ear saying that you were over here and doing amazing things. So I popped in to come see your face, and I'm so inspired to watch this back. So I'm on a
phone and I can't see him. I'm talking to me. Hi.
I'm here. And I'm so sad I'm not going to see you in 2 weeks. So
I know.
but I've been thinking about you.
I'm so mad. It's so sad. I honestly am like beyond depressed. Like it's not okay. Like it's not okay. It was my first. I wanted to go so bad.
I know.
Oh, and
I'm about to drive north and sneak you across the border.
Okay. I'm there for that. Yeah.
They are talking about, we have our Superstar Director Summit in 2 weeks at home office. And unfortunately, our friends in Canada are unable to travel to the US.
We're stuck.
Because of COVID. And so, we are, I actually almost said to you, I'll see you in 2 weeks. And then
I know. It.
So,
Everyone's like, now you won't. So cry
now. Gosh, they should have held like a, well, I don't even know how that would work, but they should have held like a summit for all of you Canadian SSDs.
I
Like,
know.
I think
A lot
we
of
could
people
sign
are
into
talking
to
about
watch
that,
it.
like wanting to get together but it's still not the same.
I know. Well, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You are guys.
Oh, you guys, she's darling. Go follow her. And she already told me that it's absolutely imperative that I tag her in a post and thank her for doing our training. So you better believe that's exactly what I'm going to go do, because that's what I learned. No, kidding. I learned a lot. I learned a lot and I appreciate you. And you gave me motivation that I needed. So thank you.
Awesome. Oh, thanks
Oh.
for having me. That was so sweet of you to ask me. Thank you.
Oh, well, I owe you. So you let me know when I'm
I
training
will.
for you.
I will.
Okay. All right, you guys.
All
Great
right,
to see your
guys, great
faces.
chat.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for getting on and have a great rest of the evening. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye.